So you burn the items and then Dracula shows up?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you need the... What is the ring?
You're not going to need anything. The ring helped you keep your health for like one hit if you're at full health.
Oh, is that what it does?
Yes.
Oh, you don't even need it equipped?
No.
Oh. So what do you need the eye for?
Yeah.
Really just nothing?
I don't know.
Well, you had to collect the parts.
I mean, yeah, other than...
Some
like,
parts are
there's-
probably not, as...
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Oh, I didn't move, so...
You got your holy water on?
Sure do.
Oh, spirit
No,
flame.
not the holy
Well,
water.
flame.
Fire.
Oh. Well. There you go. Unreal. That's the easiest boss ever. My God.
I did it! Yay!
That's actually not the bad ending.
Oh, no, it's not. It's the medium ending.
Yup, it's the normal ending.
Although the confrontation
Jesus.
between Simon and Dracula has concluded, Simon couldn't survive
He does.
his fatal wounds. Transylvania's only hope is a young man who
Jesus.
will triumph
See, to me, this seems like this would be the good ending.
over evil.
Because he's supposed to, it's talking about his kid. And,
and rid the city
Oh, here it comes.
of Dracula.
I am surprised it took this long to get Macho Man.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
Curse. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
I even set him up for it earlier.
He tried and he didn't go for it. He was getting very mad.
So is that was a...
This is considered the normal ending.
And that was an allusion to Trevor Belmont, I'm guessing, right?
Well, I think Trevor's before Simon.
Was he? Then who's after Simon?
Richter.
Richter.
Oh, Richter Belmont. I completely forgot
Richter's
about
the one
Richter.
that finished.
And that's it.
We beat it!
We beat
That's
it.
it. Wow.
Yeah, the
Without
was-
Paul!
Without Paul.
Didn't need me.
Yeah, I think the good ending.
Wow.
It goes back and you see the hand come out.
The grave
grave.
shakes
The
and then
good?
Dracula's arm comes
Yeah.
out.
The good ending?
The good ending, like Simon's dead anyway. Like
Yeah.
no matter what ending you get.
Yeah.
Wait,
He's
the
dead.
hand comes out like, oh, you
Yeah.
mean Simon's hand?
No, Dracula's hand.
Then why is that a good ending?
I don't know.
Dude,
that's if you
the
beat game
endings
in under
make
8
no
days.
fucking sense.
And then the last ending is like a black and white screen of the tombstone, and that's like it.
Oh.
It's very strange. Like I said, even the good ending is not a good ending.
Yeah.
So game 276. Castlevania. Is it colon?
It's Castlevania II, Simon's Quest.
Is it 2 as in I or
I.
actual 2?
Yes, it's I.
Yes, I.
Captain.
Simon.
No.
Fox has an actual 2, I think.
Simon.
No, it doesn't. It's got the two.
No, it does have an I.
Simon's
Yeah.
Quest. And that was 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Wow, it felt longer.
It felt.
Yeah, it did, bitch. No, that wasn't that bad. I will say. I thought this game felt longer.
It did. But also, we did miss a couple of items.
Well, yeah.
Probably longer when you're younger, a kid, because like you're still trying to find everything, and it takes you time to find that stuff.
That
Everything is so cryptic.
Yeah.
could be. But it's weird because as a kid, I remember getting maybe 2 or 3 parts, and then past that, not remembering shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest,
Well, it's
I didn't remember half of this shit.
Probably
But
because you also couldn't figure out where to go.
I didn't remember half of this shit, and we figured it out.
The ferryman having multiple paths to take, like...
Yeah, the heart and the garlic thing I
Still
remember.
confused about the invisible stairs.
Yeah, that path didn't make much sense. Unless there was like a book or something there that if
With
you
the
have
eye.
the eye,
Maybe.
I don't know. You'll see it when you if you watch this series, because you don't watch Power Trip anyway. Because
I do.
You don't watch shit. Shut the fuck up,
Only
Okay.
the ones with him on it.
you son. I know.
So you can watch it and be like, oh yeah, that
And then he
ball-
fucking masturbates. Oh, I'm so fucking funny. Oh wait, that's me. So boom, that's Castlevania 2 in the bank. I'm sorry you missed most of it
Nope,
because you had parental obligations.
I did.
But,
Yeah.
you guys will help be able to give critiques and scores, and
Well, Paul knows enough about the game to give at least his opinion on it. so
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Kevin, get in frame, you fuck.
I am in frame.
You're barely
I'm
in
in the frame of the chair.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You ass.
All right, well, let's get into her then.
I don't want to get into it.
Never want to.
What would you say you would give this game for a difficulty?
12 out of 10. No, probably a 7.
Think so?
Just because it's so cryptic and it's weird. There's a lot of weird backtracking and paths that kind of cross over each other.
And to be honest, enemies are pretty fucking tough.
Well, and it seemed like certain enemies, like if you were there without not only the higher level, but without certain, like the Dracula items, they did more damage to you than when you came back and you were one level higher and had the items. So I almost wonder if they do mitigate damage to a certain degree.
The first half, as long as you know what you're doing, is not hard. It's after you get through the cliff with the red crystal to that second half, it kind of ramps up from there.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
Because there's no direct path anywhere.
I would probably go a 6.
Yeah, that's honestly, I know I wasn't here for it, but that's what I would lean towards because, yes, it may be cryptic, but you said that you don't remember a whole lot from this game, but yet you guys were still able to deduce your way.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and yes, enemies may be more difficult, but like you said, though, you knew that you were in a path where you should not probably have been because enemies were doing like so much damage to you. It was hard to progress. It's almost as if they kind of catered the difficulty to the path that you had to follow.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like you're getting
and-
destroyed here, so it's like you're not supposed to be here yet.
And you get the 3 lives, but it's unlimited continues, and you continue exactly at the point you died.
That's why.
with the
that's why I
extent
gave
of
it a
experience in hearts.
experience.
Yes.
That's why I
you
gave it a
lose
6.
experience, you lose hearts.
Yeah.
Big fucking whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I suppose that makes sense.
If it was like you lost 3 lives and ended up in the first town, or like
Oh, God,
the
that would've
last
been
town
an
you
It
visited,
would've been an 8.
Yeah.
The last church.
I could have seen the 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even not, the churches were far and few
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
between.
Yeah.
But I could have seen that as the 7.
Maybe, yeah, I suppose.
But-
I really wasn't taking the continues into account. Just kind of how, like, the nonsense of, like, the character dialogue and stuff like that, so...
Well, and the fact that the NPCs feed you false information.
Yeah.
Like you said, there was a guy who told us about something that it meant nothing. Like, nothing means nothing. Like,
Yeah.
who fucking knows who's telling the truth? They even tell you there's people who aren't telling the truth.
Yeah.
Imagine as
they
a
tell
younger
you that
kid
in the
playing that and not understanding that, and you're just going in circles.
They mentioned that in
it's-
the instruction booklet
it's
is that
funny
some
'cause,
people
yeah,
weren't going to
yeah.
be honest.
Normally I tell you guys to not look at it from the younger point of view, but I am only looking at it from my younger point of view, and maybe that's why I view it as the 7.
Well, I remember in the Nintendo Powers, in some of the... Was it the counselor's corners where they had the question and the
Yeah.
answer? Well, didn't they have stuff on this game? I'm
They
pretty
have an
sure
entire
in
walkthrough.
quite
Yeah,
an
Probably
There's a full
did.
quite a
walkthrough.
couple.
There's an entire
of-
walkthrough with maps in one of the issues.
There's an entire walkthrough
Yeah.
of it.
It's probably that.
Can you hand me my phone? I looked up some of the images.
Probably
from
that
it.
issue too.
Oh, I didn't know there was a walkthrough
'cause-
from beginning to end.
'cause Simon-
Because most
Or
of
at
the
least,
Quest
at least
was
a good,
on-
at least a good chunk.
yeah,
of the game.
because most of the time, usually those walkthroughs will lead you through like the first 3 or 4 levels, and then it's like, oh,
There was-
this is coming and this is coming, but we
I
won't
think the
show you
Nintendo
what.
Power actually had a full map of
So this is the issue. Yeah, this is the issue right here.
Maybe it doesn't actually go all the way through.
Castlevania II, Simon's Quest, Nintendo Power, we had talked about it. They got a lot of heat because of this cover.
Oh,
it apparently gave a lot of kids nightmares.
Yeah, it stops. It doesn't tell nail,
Which is funny
cross,
because
or ring.
Because it looks like Boba Fett.
It doesn't tell nail, cross, or ring.
Oh, okay.
What looks like Boba Fett?
He looks like Boba Fett to me.
No, he doesn't.
He's got nips.
Sure does.
We were supposed to defeat death before we did.
Before we did what?
Let's see.
Because he wasn't supposed to be like that late into the game.
24.
Really?
Yeah, he's...
So we did it out of order.
Yes, we did.
Oh no!
Wow, I didn't know that. That game gave me fucking nightmares.
What game?
Go back a page.
Was it Bionic Commando? Oh,
Fucking
wow.
Life Force.
Oh, that
Some of the
was rough.
fucking enemies in this game were terrifying.
So yeah, Belasco March, Jova Woods. Oh, Pitfalls.
Oh my god, it even
Look at
tells
that.
you where the pits are.
The Mansion of Lauber, Town of Aljaba.
Oh my god, yeah, Brahms Mansion.
with the Reaper. It even gives you the whole map of where to go to get to the Reaper. Belasco March.
And then that's where it stops.
And then
That's what I thought.
There's the map.
And then here's
But that map
here's the
wasn't gonna
map,
help
but
you
it's
out
not.
either.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of like an
Well,
illustrated
I mean,
drawing of the
it
map.
kind of does show you
What's on the backside? Is it or
cemetery.
it's a poster.
Lauber.
It's a poster. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. It kind of doesn't really.
Yeah.
help
No.
you.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's hilarious.
yeah?
Castlevania.
No. Is it in that issue?
What's
Oh fuck
is that?
yeah!
Bionic Commando?
No,
Or is that?
I don't. Oh yeah, it is Bionic Commando.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird
Bionic
though
Commando.
because like none of that looks
Go
like it has
back a
anything to do-
page. Actually, go back a page.
Back a page here. Hold on.
Maybe forward one. I'm trying to see if... Oh, they don't have it there. This must be something for this. Because, like, this piece of art here, that Dracula in the background isn't Dracula. That's Strahd from D&D.
Oh.
Whoops.
So yeah, that's what I thought. Where it only showed up to a certain point.
Oh,
and
there.
then,
That. Right there. That's Strahd from D&D. That's not Dracula.
that's hilarious.
Oh, it looks like Dracula.
It's from Raven. It's from Ravenloft.
I'm pretty sure that's the cover art of the cartridge.
It is.
It is.
It is.
That's so funny. But yes, anyway, 6 feels fair. But even then, you have that walkthrough up until almost damn near the end of the game. Because all it leaves you with
you're
is
also-
fighting that final boss.
But the way it progresses, like, there's really nothing. Your sense of direction gets really screwed up.
It does because it's again that Nintendo bullshit of everything
Yeah.
looks the same.
Exactly.
Especially like certain layouts. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there are some counselor corners in future issues
That do talk
that
about it.
do
It really is.
talk to
They
you
used
or that
art
do
for
tell
something
you.
that's not Castlevania.
I'm
Why
not
doesn't that sound
surprised.
like Nintendo?
like,
Good God.
But yeah.
awful.
Anyway,
that's
so
hilarious to me.
6 for difficulty
Yeah.
seems right.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
So what would you
Not that
guys?
mine matters anyways. I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm a
you-
tiebreaker only. Usually, so.
what would you give the game for fun?
See, that's where
You're gonna hate me on this. This is me, rose-colored glasses. I give this a 9 because
Holy
without
shit, Adam.
without this game, we don't get Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, but
This is
it
the
doesn't
precursor.
make this game fun.
When you play it and start learning it, this is one of my favorite Castlevanias.
And to be honest, without this kind of game, you also don't get an Adventure of Link.
No, don't.
Because Adventures of Link is basically a better Simon's Quest.
Right.
It's Simon's Quest done right.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah.
It still doesn't make this game fun.
But that's the thing is we kind of can't judge it based on on what
Future
it
iteration.
Like
what it
laid,
did.
what it laid the groundwork
It
for.
laid-
Yes, but I mean, I don't know if I'd go as high as a 9 personally. But like you said, rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, for me, this is
What would you give it realistically? Like if you were looking at it from,
when I was younger, I would give this a 6.
you would echo the 6.
Yes,
As
younger self.
as what I saw here, and I honestly, I've not played Simon's Quest as much as I've wanted to, but this is a game that I want to get to know more intimately. And I would honestly say, even though I haven't necessarily played it, I've seen enough to kind of be a judge of it. I would say, honestly, I would give it a 7. I would be around that. I would be around that area too. Yes, it did lay the groundwork. Honestly, Metroid and Simon's Quest is where Metroidvania came from.
Yeah.
Was those two games built the foundation for Metroidvanias going forward. The game does have its flaws.
Oh,
I think
every
that
game
it's
does.
it would have been better had it not had the day and night being 3 minutes each, like a piece. There should have been something where maybe you took so much damage that all of a sudden,
or X
like,
number of kills at night,
or X number of
resets it.
kills, yeah,
Right.
resets it, or you take so much damage and then it's like the night turns to curse or something like that. It would have been better had it not been so stilted, I guess, so scheduled.
Well, like you said, like Kevin said, it's 3 minutes of day, 3 minutes of night. It sure doesn't fucking feel that
No,
way.
it doesn't.
Well, and it could be one of
doesn't.
those things where it's programmed for the 3 and 3, but because of the way the system works, it doesn't actually equate to 3 and 3.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
really
it could
surprised
be
we
it,
got
too.
the mediocre ending.
I am too.
Yeah.
That shocks me.
I thought we were higher than 15 days.
So did I. Shit.
But
That's actually, this is the first time I've ever beaten this game.
I've never-
But either way, I know that people bash this game because of the crypticness and how it really does not play like a traditional Castlevania. Basically, this was basically the curse of number 2s back then.
Oh yeah,
You had
Curse of the Twos.
You had Zelda 2. You had Castlevania 2. You had Mario,
Mario
2.
2.
You had Zelda 2. I think I already said that one, but
Yes.
Power Blade 2.
no, Ninja Gaiden 2. No,
Mega Man 2.
No.
No, just being facetious.
I mean, Power Blade 2 was different enough
Oh,
than the
it
original
was
Power
definitely
Blade.
different.
Yeah, but there was so much time in between, like when those came out. These, I mean, they literally came out in 88, 89. Like it was like around the same time. So it's like they probably all had the same idea of, we can't make it as similar to the first one as we want to. We have to do something different.
Well, they were more experimental back then because at that
were.
time, sequels weren't a
Even
thing.
Castlevania 3 experiments, though, because it gives you the other characters.
But it goes back to the
But it
tried
goes
and
back to the
true
tried and true Castlevania
level
1.
to level.
Yes.
But at the same time, there are also alternating paths in that one that it takes from this, because there are certain paths you can only take with certain characters.
Yeah.
And you
There
can only
there
get
was a
Sypha if
easy
you
and
go a
normal
certain
and
way.
difficult course for that game
Yeah,
too.
so like
Yeah.
that
Depending on
one,
where you
even
ended up.
Castlevania 3, I think, does the multiple paths better than this game does.
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't even
Because-
say this is
because this
multiple
one, like
paths.
how many paths did we find that just didn't seem like they were worth anything?
Well, that could just be. I mean, it's just filler. Like it's just travel to confuse you.
Yeah,
But again, I like the idea.
that hurts the score to me.
I love the idea of this game.
I like the
love the idea
I like the concept, not the execution.
of the Metroidvania having to basically go through certain paths to unlock items that will then allow you to progress through other paths that you couldn't before.
Yeah.
And I think that it was well done. Yes, this game takes a lot of heat for being cryptic, but at the same time, if you spend the time talking to everybody,
doesn't help.
maybe potentially taking notes, like thinking like, okay, there's something weird here. Maybe I have to come back here or something like that. Like I feel like it's not impossible to navigate.
Oh no, it's not impossible. It's
It's just they don't give you a lot of direction.
The only real directions you get is from the signposts in town that tell you what direction certain areas are.
well, and even
Yes.
then, it doesn't really. It just tells you what the next connecting area is. It doesn't tell you anything beyond that.
Right, but that's the only, because I was gonna say this game is really, it's one of those where in conjunction with the Nintendo Power, well, that would make it easy as fuck, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's what makes it more bearable.
To me,
Because navigating this game, like when they tell you, oh, Veros Woods, you're like,
where is Veros Woods?
where the hell is that?
Yeah.
But then you look at the signpost in town and says, right, Veros Woods, left, Bog Marsh.
Only if you're in the right town.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is it's only when you're in connecting areas, so it's like what? And it's confusing.
But either way, from that perspective, graphics are beautiful for this game. I think the enemies really.
They're
You
muddy.
don't think the enemies look awesome?
Some are muddy.
the enemies look incredible.
Especially at night, there are certain areas where like their jumps blend into the background.
Okay, so the color schemes are a little bit off, but
The
honestly,
color scheme's not great, but-
graphics not bad though.
No, they're not
I
terrible.
like-
They're not the worst on the system, but they're not the greatest.
I
either.
like how dark the game is.
Yes,
It's not like your Castlevania 1 with your bright colors. Your Castlevania 3 with these bright, vibrant colors.
everything is more
You
muted.
bashed Castlevania Bloodlines
Yes, 'cause
because
it was too
it
bright
was
and
too bright
goofy
and
looking.
goofy color.
Castlevania 2 was supposed to be bleak. You have a curse.
Yes,
You're trying
it's-
to break it.
It's
and
supposed
it's
to
not
be
gonna
a
be bright.
dark,
you don't
shitty
get
palette
enough
game.
time in like the day cycle. It makes the night cycle seem longer because he is cursed.
Yeah, and it's just the color palette in general. Like you said, it's supposed to feel dismal and bleak because you're in a time where it's everything is dark. Like you're in an area that's fucking corrupted by fucking Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking Dracula.
Yeah.
So, but music,
Except for
top
it's not at
notch.
this point.
I
He's
think
dead.
the music is fantastic. Like
It's
this is
one of the most iconic
one of
soundtracks.
Konami's best soundtracks on the NES.
I mean, Bloody Tears alone has been in almost every single Castlevania game past this.
Not just cast the games; they used it in other stuff.
Yeah.
If this game was a little bit less cryptic and a little bit more easier to navigate, we would talking like I wouldn't say that it would detract from the 7, but we would be talking about a game that would be a legit like 8, 9, possibly even
Right.
higher than a 9.
Yeah.
Like because with those few tweaks, this quite possibly may be as perfect as it got on the Nintendo.
That's the thing though. It needed those tweaks.
It needed those tweaks, but that's why I'm happy saying it's a 7.
I'm actually inclined to agree with that 7. As a kid, I love this game.
Yeah.
Like, because I was a huge fan of Legend of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
I wish to God when we were growing up we had Battle of Olympus.
Yeah.
Because that's another one that's like
Yes.
Adventure of Link.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it makes me mad that, like, I didn't even know Battle of Olympus was a thing.
Well,
Until
you
we were
didn't-
older.
Unless you had a subscription to Nintendo Power and read those things inside and out, there's a lot of games that as kids you didn't even know existed.
No. I mean, I didn't know what Faria was until we played it. I mean, Swords and Serpents to me flew under the radar. And that's one we absolutely fucking enjoy.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
one of my
loved
favorite
you
games
guys
growing
loved Guardian
up.
Legend growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Me as a kid, I didn't even know that Guardian Legend existed.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was a game. I was never looking for it.
And that's one of the couple games we gave a perfect 10 to because
It deserved it.
as a game on the NES, it's as perfect as a game can get.
Yes.
And not only is it a perfect game, like the amount of stuff you can still do. Like, for God's sakes, is a code just doing the flying stages.
Yeah, TGL.
Yep.
Yeah, the Guardian Legend. Yeah.
And even that was a lot of fun. It's nice to see when you look back on these games, how much creative freedom they had, because they could have just done what they did with Castlevania 1 and they made 2. The fact that they went...
You had 6 Mega Mans that were exactly the same formula until you got to
until you got to 3 when you started the slide, and that became...
you got the
that's-
slide, and
they
then
just
4
added-
you got the charge.
They
button,
just added
charge, yeah.
mechanics to
Yeah.
the same gameplay though.
where you got Rush, which, to be perfectly honest, was just a different version of the items
Yes.
from 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in, I think it's 6. Have we done 6 yet? Where you
No.
get the different armors?
No,
That one you get different armor suits.
I don't believe we've done 5 or 6.
We've done 5.
Have we?
I believe
Yeah,
we
you guys
have.
did 5.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But 6, I know Rush turns into a
There's a
power
power
suit
armor.
and then a jet suit.
Oh, nice.
So, and that's cool as shit. It's a neat idea.
Yeah.
But like, I know by I think they said 4, Mega Man started to get stale, which is why most people tend to lean towards 2 and 3. You don't really ever hear people say, "Oh, Mega Man 5 is my favorite. Mega
Or
Man 4 is my favorite."
Yeah.
2 and 3 are
2 and 3 are
completely different
iconic.
reasons.
Yes, I love fucking 2.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I think our buddy Tim says 3 is his favorite. Like, to me...
I tend to lean towards 3. I like 2. but as even
2's
on,
broken as
even on the difficulty,
Oh,
still
it's
easy.
not. Oh,
2
it's
is
still
a joke.
easy, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because difficult is normal.
They did
Yeah.
that. They did that though as a we're sorry for Mega Man 1.
Well, they also made normal for us because Westerners are idiots.
Yes.
Apparently.
According to them.
Yeah.
So they made an easy mode for us, which in Japan they didn't have that. It was just
Really?
their version of our difficult was just their game, which was not difficult.
No.
Like Paul and most people do a Buster only run.
Yeah, I was gonna say I still to
Yeah.
this day will only mainly use Buster.
I don't. Metal Blades, bitch. Like,
No.
fuck. You don't need anything besides Metal Blades.
Well, and then boomerangs were a close second.
Yeah, I love the
some
quick
of them.
boomerangs. But I'm going to agree with that 7 because it's this game, like you said, granted, we take that out of it, but it laid the groundwork for an entire genre of games. That
See, and I didn't even put that into my 7. I think
No, I don't either.
It's great that it did that, but the game just in and of itself was it's a great game that I think is
Good game. Saying it's great, I think, is being too generous.
But you know what though? It gets a lot of heat and a lot of hate that it should not have ever gotten.
it's Black Sheep like Adventure of Link was. Because what did they do after Adventure of Link? They went to
right back-
Link to the Past
and which
and
was-
Link's Awakening, which, whoa, it just went back to Zelda 1.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
They've never done another version of Adventures of Link.
Nope.
Well, I shouldn't say they never did another Simon's Quest,
Quest.
because yes, they did. It was called Symphony of the Night.
But it took a while because you had Castlevania 3, you had Super Castlevania 4,
Yeah, yep,
you
yeah.
had Castlevania Bloodlines, you had Dracula X, which all followed the same Castlevania 1 format.
Hell, even the 3 Castlevanias on the Game Boy or 2.
No,
There were
there's
3.
There's 3.
Were exactly the same.
Yeah, basically.
So, I mean, it took them how long just to go back to that formula? And Symphony of the Night was a huge risk, in my opinion.
It was.
I mean, it paid off because it's revered as one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then, like I said, that reinvigorated an entire genre that still lives today.
Yes.
I mean, it's, in terms of genres, it's as big as, the
It's-
Souls-likes. The
To be honest, no, it's probably the biggest genre. The Metroidvania style games are probably the biggest genre.
You think so?
I would say so
I think
because
the only thing that might,
would
a lot
say
of
that.
a
the
lot
only
of
thing that might
actually.
surpass them is shmups.
a lot of like indie developers and stuff like that. They're copying the Metroidvania.
I mean,
style.
look at like what is it? The one you're waiting for, Silk Song, like
Oh, Hollow Knight?
Hollow
Yeah.
Knight, Shovel Knight.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all of those are direct like Symphony of the Night inspired.
Well, it's
The
weird
Mummy
because Shovel
Demastered is-
Knight's more of like a Mario 3, I feel like. Because you had like that overworld map with the stages.
Yeah.
And they're like
It did have some hidden stuff,
abilities.
It did have hidden. It had
Right.
levels, but it was still
But-
level based, really.
I wouldn't call
For the most
that
part. That's
necessarily
not
Metroidvania.
But no, but you've
But
got
it's
your
still-
blood.
but it's-
Spectre Knight now.
But it's still definitely
Yeah.
inspired by
Yeah.
Yes.
like it still definitely takes the influences from it. So,
Cave Story.
Same
I
thing
would
with
say
one
is
of the ones
more-
that we liked. That way, it was the weird one, where it was much more Metroid inspired, but it's still
Time spinner.
well. There's that.
No,
The-
Time Spinner was
Yeah.
good.
no, but it's the one with the glitches and stuff
Oh,
like that.
Axiom Verge.
Axiom Verge.
Yeah, and Axiom Verge too, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And when you think
And then
that
there's
was done by one guy,
Phonotopia. I mean, you could list.
There's a lot. There's a lot of
you could list
Metroidvanias out there.
Metroidvanias for days.
That's why I
yeah.
think it's probably
It
like,
is the number one.
it's a
Like I
it's
said,
a
I think-
safe
Style of
genre.
game.
the only
yeah.
thing I think that might surpass it, like I said, is shmups, because there's how many dozens and dozens of arcade shmups
You know-
and stuff like that.
You know what's getting close though? Survival horror, and it's kind of pissing me off. Is that everybody is doing their own survival horror now?
There's a lot of
Yeah, PT had that.
there's a lot of
There's a
gluts
lot
of
of-
genres
there's a lot of
lately.
junk
It happens,
The
though.
Souls like genres
I
becoming
mean, look,
a
for a while,
glutted.
sports games. How many different types of sports games did we get? Because you had like
Well,
your
you get one
real-
every year.
You
Yeah.
had your real sports games, no, but then you had like the extreme sports and
Yeah.
like your mutant leagues that and NFL blitzes, the ones that NBA champs. the
Oh, you
ones
gotta
that,
remember,
BMX.
There used to be
You're much more arcadey, like like over the top sports games.
Major League Baseball, you had 4 different games you could choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
And now you don't have that anymore. Now it's just one for one license.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make a baseball game or whatever, you either get the license for the players
Well,
or something else.
Even the wrestling games had the more like grounded wrestling games, and then they had the Super
WrestleQuest.
and then they had the Super Nintendo one where like
WrestleQuest?
Doink and stuff had like the
that's-
shock buzzer and stuff.
What's WrestleQuest?
Yeah.
WrestleQuest is a turn-based RPG, but then they had Macho Man Randy
Yeah.
Savage,
Yeah.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, wow.
It was
the
hilarious.
Legion of Doom.
That's nice.
Was Jeff Jarrett in there as well?
I don't remember.
Probably.
With the-
When did it come out?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a year or
We-
two.
we
But
talked
it's-
about
Oh,
this
this is
point.
recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's freaking good.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a couple
It's
years.
I have it
hilarious.
wish listed. I need to buy it.
I have it, and I've
Yeah.
played. It's fun.
But roguelites, I'd say, are becoming.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
they
another
are.
big
There,
one.
like I said, there's a lot of gluts of games, but then again, how many really aren't that many genres anymore to choose from?
Especially because they all blend together now too.
Yeah. But anyway, 6 for difficulty, 7 for fun.
Still wrong, but I know.
What did you pay for Castlevania
$6.
Simon's Quest?
No, not $6. I paid $5 for this game.
I was close.
This-
Oh.
This is one of the games that I ended up picking up at GameStop back when they were still selling Nintendo games.
What do you mean still? They are.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
No. But the funny thing is that
Technically.
even back then, in like 2002, 2003, this was still the black sheep. Like, this was probably more of the black sheep.
Yep.
Because you had Castlevania 1, which was like $7.99, $8.99 you would find it for. Castlevania 3 was $9.99.
That Castlevania 3's always been the expensive one.
And
yes.
this one was $4.99.
Of course.
And so
And
that's
you would
why...
see more of Castlevania
Yes.
2 than you would see 3.
Well, that's also because Castlevania
And that's
3
why
also
I remember-
introduces, like one of the fan favorite characters.
Fortunately enough, I
So-
picked up a lot of like
Cypher?
Yeah, that too.
empty like NES
I mean, after
boxes
the
and stuff,
cartoon,
which is how I
yes.
ended up completing the game. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
So, as of this video on pricecharting.com, Simon's Quest goes for $13
Yeah,
on
that's
the
worth
dot.
it. That's not that bad.
Oh no, it's definitely worth. It's definitely worth it.
I'd say up to 20 for this one.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
say
But
this
it's-
is-
but it's worth it.
This
for
is
sure.
this is one kind of like a Guardian Legend or a Legacy of the Wizard where
It's less than
this-
$15. There's no reason for it not to be in your collection.
This is the one that should have gotten the remaster that Castlevania 1 got.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
I would
is-
love to see a
Castlevania 1 was still fine. It still played fine. This one had spots where they could have fixed stuff with the remaster that it deserved it.
Yeah.
Well, even they had that remake of what was the one on PSP? Was that Rondo of Blood?
Rondo of Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had that remake. They should do a remake of this.
Yeah.
I would love to
Well,
see
because there was
a
that.
remake
What was it,
of
the
this.
Wii version that was the remake of Castlevania 1? Or was that.
It was a remake of
Castlevania The Adventure.
Castlevania
Oh, that's the one.
Adventure.
Yeah, sorry. That's,
Game
that's
Boy.
what I meant.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Not Castlevania 1.
Technically,
Technically, you're right. It is Castlevania 1, but for the Game Boy.
but technically, Castlevania, Super Castlevania 4 for the SNES was almost like kind of like a reimagining or remaster of the first one with additional levels and stuff in there.
Sort of. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
I think from the first level, maybe it was.
Yeah,
it was
maybe.
like carbon copy. They were just showing like, okay, this is what it looks like now, and
It kinda
then
almost
went off
seemed-
into its own game.
Kind of felt more like it reminded me more of like Haunted Castle.
Oh, yeah, in a sense.
Yeah. But yes, I would say $13.
Oh,
is
definitely
worth it, especially since you're seeing the skyrocket of NES games in general. Games in general are getting more expensive in the retro
Well, and they're
market.
unfortunately they're getting harder to find too because there's not as many mom and pop stores. I mean, it's been a long time since GameStop and those chains have been selling old Nintendo games, but just the kind of variety that you would see out in the wild is like back 15, 20 years ago, you are not seeing that in the wild anymore.
The only places you're going to see games like these would be if
At
you go to conventions.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, like, obviously we did not go to the Midwest Gaming Classic this year because we were not prepared to spend, what was it?
I think it was $65.
$65 just to get into the goddamn
Just
thing.
to get in so that we could see the inflated convention prices for the games.
Yeah, to spend $145 on a $100 game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
thanks.
quite okay.
No thanks. That's
Because at that point, I'm spending 200 and something odd dollars to get this game. That's not
basically. No,
I'm sorry.
I'll buy it on eBay for that.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we will probably not be patroning the
gaming classic
Midwest
anymore.
Gaming Classic
Unless their
anymore.
prices come down for it, like.
I don't think they will.
I don't see
because
it happening, but unless if they have a massive exodus of people.
No, 2-3 years ago they started the whole like forever passes. So basically, you can guarantee their prices for entrance are only going up now.
Gotcha.
Well, I think they're getting bigger, so they're attracting bigger things, which costs money.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay for bigger ticket people to
Space.
come to your convention.
I miss those first several
When it
years
was in
that we went.
the hallway
In
of the
2011,
hotel.
2012, yeah, that was at the Sheraton, and when
Right
it was
on
like
Suikoden
25, $30 to get in, like not a big deal, but
go to
you
those
saw
rooms, you're
everything.
like, is this someone's personal room or is this a display?
That's
thing?
where I got Arkista's ring. It was like in somebody's like in their freaking hotel room.
Or one of the 2 times I went with you guys, yeah.
I was like,
It
this is
that.
weird.
So interesting. It was interesting.
That first year, I had to borrow money from Paul because I found so much shit.
Yep.
I passed on I think it was a Magic Knight Ray Earth for $70
and
because
what was it,
I had
Dragon Force.
Dragon Force because I just didn't have enough money.
Yeah.
Dragon Force was expensive. I remember that one.
Yeah, well, it is now. And
Well,
I
back
mean,
then we saw it and we thought it was expensive. Yeah, now.
well, and my big purchase that year was Suikoden 2. I
That's
bought
right.
for
You saw it with, like,
$125.
the side of it sticking out of the pile.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were like, I know what this is immediately, and grabbed it.
It was underneath like a stack, and it was just a common ass game. And I'm like, I recognize the corner of that box
And
art.
now it is because they re-released 1 and 2.
Yeah. Well, it's not common, but yeah,
That
I would say that
crazy.
the cost of like in retrospect, like where Suikoden 2 is now in value versus where Magic Knight Ray Earth is, yeah. If only that's one of those things where it's like I wish I knew then what I know now, because
at that rate, we have been snatching up every copy of Kuon we had ever seen.
that is true too.
Like,
Yeah. Kuon's now over $1,000.
Yes, it is.
But that'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed Castlevania 2 and my flubbery. Because I'm good at the game.
It's been a while since
Yes,
you've tackled one all on your own. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Shut the fuck up. You didn't see half of the blunder.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to see it.
I'm gonna edit it all out. So
No,
I look
you're
like
not.
a goddamn hero.
No, you are not.
What are you talking
The
about?
truth will be told.
Last time I tackled one was Cowboy Kid.
You didn't tackle on
I
your own.
carried the team.
No, you did
No,
not.
actually, the last one I did on my own was Times of Lore, which was 10 games ago.
Oh, okay, I guess that. Wow, well, that was quite a
Which
quite a
was
ways
Times
ago.
of Lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Times of
Wow.
Lore wasn't
They said
bad.
they were Times of Lore. When
Yeah,
you finally
I
did
actually
one.
enjoyed that one.
I did too.
Hence why we gave it a fun of 4.
close it out. Quit your rambling.
But yes, that'll do it. So you can hit us up on... Just
Oh my god,
He's gone.
Go to powertripgaming.tv. It'll take you right to the channel where you can watch all of our other playthroughs, not just our Nintendo stuff, but you can see our side quest material. If you want to check us out, our PTG Powercast, you can go to iTunes and Spotify and listen to the PTG Powercast. If you do not feel like using social media to contact us, because we really don't like social media all that much, you can always send us an email at nespowertrip@gmail.com. There it is. I took us out.
thank you. I appreciate
Yes.
Next time on Power Trip.
Because he is spent.
They
Next.
might play something better.
it. Yeah, right. Next time on Power Trip.
I'll play something better.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right. You will not play something better. Because had you played this would have been another 2 hours.
We would just be starting back up.
Pretty sure we wouldn't. No.
The
Pretty sure I would've done
the
better.
system would have malfunctioned.
Pretty sure I would have done better than you. I mean,
I can't wait for you to play it by yourself. You're gonna be like, oh, I beat it now, or fuck you.
Hey, what is this? The hands coming out of the ground. What ending is that?
Let me
What
just
ending is
say, there's a lot of Panic Restaurant jumps that I don't think you will be
Oh,
made
shut up. One stupid jump.
You know,